An intriguing night, I think it's fair to say, here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. A bit of everything. Some upsets, some good performances, some disappointing ones as well. This is Beyond the Bell, Adi Ladipo, alongside Tony Bellew and Chris Mannix. Let's get straight to it. The big man, AJ, former unified heavyweight champion. Once his belt's back, he's on the right path. Good performance.
Exceptional performance. I'd go as far as saying punch perfect. Beat the fight out of Otto Wallin from the get-go. Punished him every single poor step he made. He punished him and he just got the job done. I thought he was exceptional tonight.
Chris, I heard you on comms saying old AJ is back. When we say a phrase like that, are we talking more aggressive, more patient? What are we saying?
I think more aggressive, more front foot.
Yeah.
Not missing out on opportunities. I think it was more shades, though, of old AJ. Old AJ is the 5-6-7 punch combination guy that we saw against Charles Martin, Dillian White, Vladimir Klitschko. That guy wasn't in the ring, but it was the closest thing I've seen to him since the win over Klitschko. Look, he's had 3 fights in 2023. All 3 have been wins. This easily was the most impressive one.
Yeah, that's the most important thing for AJ, isn't it? Activity, right? 3 fights, not just in 2023, but 3 fights in 9 months.
An active fighter is a happy fighter, and his performances are showing that. So there might be a bit of a fluctuation in the trainers and things like this, but ultimately it makes no odds. He's active and he's busy, and it's showing in his performances. They've gradually got better from start to finish.
Is this an improved opponent? Obviously, it started with Jermaine Franklin, Helenius, Otto Wallin. Are we doing that, or were we doing that?
Well, you've got to look at it ideally. I mean,
is Otto Wallin better than Jermaine Franklin and Helenius? That's what I'm asking.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I mean, I wouldn't say Helenius is better than Franklin, but Otto Wallin is better than both of them.
Okay. Chris, agree?
I would agree.
Yeah.
Otto Wallin came riding a 6-fight winning streak. His only loss came against Tyson Fury. He was brimming with confidence. And from the first round on, you knew this was going to be Anthony Joshua's night.
Yeah.
He was intimidated. That's the thing. Otto Wallin was intimidated. He got in the ring tonight and he's talked a great game. But when someone's in front of you with 10-ounce gloves on and starts peppering you with jabs, stepping into range, he was intimidated. And I don't want to say he froze, because he didn't. He was letting his hands go at times, but everything was dictated tonight by Anthony Joshua. The range, you know, the jab was key. The feints, the body punching was really impressive, the straight right hand to the body. He was hit on a number of occasions, and I think he just gradually broke Otto Wallin down and took him apart.
I expected to be here right now doing this, talking about Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder, and already starting the sell. We're not going to do that now. Before we focus on that Wilder performance against Parker, if it's not going to be Wilder next, and it won't be, who should it be next, Chris?
I think it's got to be Filip Hrgović.
Yeah.
Filip Hrgović is the IBF #1 contender. Anthony Joshua probably going to wake up next month still as the #2 contender. That is a natural fight. If not for a fight against Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua was most interested in chasing a 3rd reign as heavyweight champion. He has one right in front of him. Filip Hrgović, a very credible opponent, undefeated, coming off a win over Zhilei Zhang last year. This is a big fight, a good fight, and should be AJ's next fight.
Last month, I was in the Kingdom. I was here for Tyson Fury versus a guy called Francis Ngannou. Obviously, Francis Ngannou nearly shocked the world that night. From an entertainment standpoint, not a standpoint that leads AJ to a route to a world title, from an entertainment standpoint, could you throw a Francis Ngannou in the mix for AJ to fight him?
Of course you could. After the performance against Tyson Fury, of course you could. And it would be an absolute mega event. And the fight wouldn't play out the way Fury and Ngannou did.
Do you think he's interested in that, though? You know him as better than I do. It just seems to me that if not for that huge opportunity to fight Deontay Wilder, which has been years in the making, the next thing that motivates Anthony Joshua is getting another belt around him.
Agreed.
It is, Chris, but let's be all brutally honest. Right now, the Deontay Wilder fight's off the table. I would imagine Deontay Wilder would want to set the record straight against Joseph Parker. I would imagine so. I'm not sure Joseph Parker would want to return the favour, but I'm sure money will speak on that matter. To just clarify everything up, Anthony Joshua will want the biggest fight. If it's not for the world title, well, we all know that Fury and Usyk is signed. It's done. So that's all the belts tied up. So what is the next best thing out there for Anthony Joshua? He's now on the verge of becoming a mandatory. Does he need to become a mandatory? The winner of Fury and Usyk's going to want to fight AJ, regardless. So if I'm AJ, and you look at it from a business perspective, because right now you ain't getting your hands on the belt.
Well, I do think he can, because I'm pretty sure that however the Fury-Usyk fight plays out, some of those belts going to be vacated, and the IBF could be on the line the next fight.
Potentially, yes, but them fights aren't going to be, and he's not going to want to be labelled a paper champion. He's going to want to win a title properly. So I would imagine he's going to look towards maybe a big fighter. And listen, let's all be totally honest. Is it a bigger fighter than Ngannou versus AJ?